Chapter 2. In the beginning. In our introduction, we laid the foundation that Hebrew names are vessels of divine destiny. Now we put that principle to the ultimate test. We'll apply it to the oldest and, to many, the driest list in the entire Bible, the genealogy from Adam to Noah. What we find there will forever change how you see the Bible's divine authorship. Let's approach Genesis chapter 5, not as a dusty list of names, but as a coded message. Read it with me, but this time look through the names, not just at them. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. In the day when they were created, and Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enos. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Most people read this and see ancient history. But when you understand the Hebrew meanings behind these names, you're about to witness one of the most stunning prophetic revelations in all Scripture. Decoding the divine message. Let's examine each name in this genealogy and uncover its Hebrew meaning. 1. Adam. Man. The first name sets the stage. Adam represents all humanity, fallen, separated from God, in desperate need of redemption. The Hebrew root Adamah means ground or earth, indicating our humble origin and mortal nature. But notice the divine image is still present. In the likeness of God made he him. Genesis 5:1. Fallen, yet bearing the image of the divine. 2. Seth, appointed. After the tragedy of Cain's murder of Abel, Adam and Eve were given another son. Eve declared, God has appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who Cain slew. Genesis 4:2-5. Seth represents God's appointed replacement, the divinely chosen lineage through which redemption would come. Every messianic genealogy in Scripture traces through Seth, not Cain. Seth, whose name means appointed, was himself God's appointed replacement for Abel. This is crucial. The redemptive line doesn't go through Cain, the firstborn. This is the second lineage, the chosen one. And with this second lineage, we find the second great prophetic message of Genesis. 3. Enosh, mortal or frail. The name comes from the Hebrew root meaning to be weak, sick, or incurable. It emphasizes human frailty and mortality. Significantly, Genesis 4:26 tells us that then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. As humanity recognized its mortality and frailty, prayer became a necessity, not a luxury. 4. Kenan or Canaan, sorrow, lamentation. This name derives from a root meaning to lament or to wail. It represents the sorrow and mourning that characterizes the human condition under the curse of sin. Every funeral, every tear, every heartbreak finds its source in the fall of mankind. But remember, we're building towards something extraordinary. 5. Mahalalel, the blessed God or praise of God. But does the story end in sorrow? Look at the fifth name. In the very heart of this genealogy, a light breaks through. The name combines Mahalal, praise, with El, God. In the midst of human sorrow and mortality, this name proclaims the blessed, praiseworthy nature of God. It's a declaration that despite human fallenness, God remains worthy of praise and blessing. 6. Jared shall come down. Just as hope seems established in the praise of God, the next name, Jared, sends a shockwave through the narrative. The Hebrew root yared means to descend or to come down. This is no mere earthly descent. This is prophetic language of the highest order, pointing to the unimaginable, the Creator stepping into His creation. The name anticipates the moment when the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. John 1:14. 7. Enoch. Teaching, dedication, or initiation. Enoch's name suggests teaching, training, or dedication. The Hebrew root is used for dedicating the temple and training young people. Significantly, Enoch walked with God and was translated without seeing death. Genesis 5:24. His life embodied the teaching and dedication his name proclaimed. 8. Methuselah. His death shall bring. Then comes the name that holds the key to the entire prophecy, Methuselah. His name is a bombshell. His death shall bring. The Hebrew breaks down as meth, death, shalak, to bring forth or send. For 969 years, the longest recorded human lifespan, his very life was a walking prophecy. Ancient tradition holds that the floodwaters came in the very year of his death. His name was a countdown to judgment, but prophetically it points to an even greater death that would bring not judgment, but salvation. 9. Lamech, the despairing, powerful, or wild one. The name suggests strength in despair or powerful lamentation. Lamech expressed hope that his son would bring comfort from the curse, Genesis 5:29. He represents humanity at the end of its rope, desperate for relief from the consequences of sin. 10. Noah, comfort or rest. The name means rest or comfort. Lamech prophetically declared, "This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed." Genesis 5:29. Noah represents the rest and comfort that comes through divine salvation. The hidden message revealed. Adam, man. Seth, appointed. Enosh, mortal. Kenan, sorrow. Mahalalel, the blessed God or praise of God. Jared shall come down. Enoch, teaching, dedication or initiation. Methuselah, his death shall bring. Lamech, the despairing, powerful, wild one. Noah, comfort, rest. Now, hold your breath. Let's read these names not as 10 separate entries, but as a single coherent sentence written across centuries. Let the meaning of each name lock into place like the tumblers of a divine safe, revealing the message hidden within. Man appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down, teaching that his death shall bring the despairing rest. The Gospel in Genesis 5, written in the lives of men who walked the earth millennia before Bethlehem. Stop and consider what you've just read. Embedded within the first genealogy of human history is a complete gospel message written thousands of years before Christ's birth. This isn't a coincidence. It's divine revelation, hidden in plain sight. The plan of salvation encoded in Hebrew names, preserved through generations of faithful transmission, waiting for someone to discover the divine fingerprint embedded within. The mathematical precisions of providence. If the poetic symmetry of the message isn't enough to convince you, consider the cold mathematical impossibility of its existence. But the supernatural design doesn't end with the meanings of names. Consider the mathematical precision involved in preserving this message. 10 generations spanning approximately 1,656 years. Names chosen by parents who couldn't have known the ultimate prophetic significance. A message that remains coherent across multiple languages and cultures. Preservation through thousands of years of manuscript transmission. Discovery of the pattern only possible after the development of Hebrew lexicography. The probability of this occurring by chance is mathematically impossible. This is evidence of divine authorship at the highest level. This isn't a pattern that could be invented by later editors. It's woven into the original fabric of the text. placed there by an author who operates outside of time. The genealogy of Genesis 5 is far more than a family tree. It is a theological masterpiece and a prophetic miracle. It proves that from the very beginning, God's plan of salvation was not a contingency plan, but the central theme of human history. The gospel wasn't born in the New Testament. It was encoded at the dawn of time. And if this is what God hid in the first genealogy, what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered in the generations that follow?